Hey, what's going on? My name is Kevin Deers, and this is Ever Flowing Stream. This is my channel here on YouTube where I get to talk with musicians, people behind the scenes of music, artists, all kinds of stuff, mostly related to metal, hardcore, punk music. I got a lot of cool interviews coming up shortly, and thank you anyone who has subscribed, rated, reviewed my channel, all that good stuff. I'm pretty new to video. I'm coming from the radio and podcasting world, so it's been really cool to teach myself how to shoot video and how to edit and get all that. So I really appreciate all the feedback. Even if you're just talking trash, I appreciate all of the feedback. So this week I'm actually talking with someone a little bit outside of my realm. Typically I talk with people a little bit more death metal, hardcore related kind of stuff, a little bit on the extreme metal side of things. But I'm going outside of the box and talking with someone from more of a symphonic power metal background. Right now, my guest on Everflowing Stream is Margarita Monet, vocalist for a Los Angeles-based kind of symphonic metal band called Edge of Paradise. So here it is, my interview with Margarita Monet here on Everflowing Stream. Right now, I am on not the phone, the computer. I'm on Zoom right now with Margarita Monet, vocalist for a band called Edge of Paradise. They have a new album called The Unknown. It's available now. Are you down in LA right now?
Yep, in sunny California.
Okay, all right. Well, so I was reading up a little bit about your backstory. So you were born in Armenia, and then you moved to Russia, and then you moved to Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Where along the line did heavy metal come into your life?
It's not until I moved to New York and then to LA.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually totally by chance. I played classical piano my whole
Yeah.
life. And when I met Dave, he had a band before and he wanted to create something new, but the band he had, they were all like guys from the 80s that had a lot of, so they went on tour with other projects. So when Dave and I met, we wanted to create something and kind of take it as far as it can go, and we just created this band, and I sort of learned how to sing, and then we started our universe exploration, and it took off. So.
Okay, so I got to ask about this stuff. So because, I talk to a lot of like death metal musicians, and not saying there's no talent there, but I am saying they're not classically trained when they scream into a microphone, right? So you at a young age, you were winning awards for your piano playing, and was this when you were in Russia when you were playing piano?
Both. Yeah, I did. I mean, in Russia, they start them young over there.
Yeah.
So I used to practice like, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours a day playing piano. And then like when I moved to Houston, I continued that. Sorry, give me 1 second.
Oh, it's okay. No problem.
It's super dry in LA today. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, so I continued playing piano in Houston,
Mhm.
and then to performing arts high school, and I got into theater there, and I still did like a lot of competitions. So it's like a completely different world, like it's
Absolutely.
after perfection, and yeah, it's totally different. And then I did some musical. I actually got kicked out of musical theater in
Wow.
high school because they were like, "You're better doing dramatic monologues. You're not that good of a singer."
Oh my God.
I know. So then I moved to New York to go to NYU.
Yeah,
And
Tisch, you went to Tisch. That's like a very, very well-known school. That's like a crazy program to get into. Congratulations. I mean, you must have killed it.
Thank you. Yeah, I did. I really wanted to go to New York, and I remember we had to go to New York to audition there, and it was like a whole process, and I was
Yeah.
super happy to get in. Yeah, I learned a lot from New York, just surviving there.
Yeah.
It shaped some spirit in there. But yeah, and then I moved to LA and met Dave, and I mean, yeah, playing piano really helps me with songwriting because I can't imagine writing a song without a piano. So yeah, it's kind of what happened.
Listening to your album, I would have never guessed that somebody could tell you, "Oh, you're not very good of singer," like because your voice just jumps out at you on this new album. What was that like then? Like, so did you attend classes? Did you take vocal training? I'm assuming all of that, but
Yeah, not really, because I think in high school, I think I was shy. I was a shy kid, especially because
Sure.
I don't know. It's like I was shy in some way. Like nobody really pushed me. Like if they saw something, no one like got it out of me. And I actually almost started the band. I used to teach a lot, and like that was my thing. I just really want to, make the kids kind of go for it because no one really did that for me. I
Yeah.
kind of had discovered myself. And I was always a musician, so I could hear what sounded good and what didn't sound good.
Hmm.
And I knew how to, like, I can carry a tune and I kind of know what to do to make,
Yeah.
stuff. So I kind of taught myself almost on our first album, Mass, because I had to. I didn't want to
Hmm.
suck. So yeah.
Wow. Okay. So what gave you, you said you were kind of shy. What gave you kind of that courage and what got you to be able to gain that kind of courage and that confidence to, because being a lead vocalist in a heavy metal band, you got to be on stage, you got to command the crowd. What gave you that courage? Where'd you muster that?
Yeah. Well, on stage, I'm almost like a different person.
Okay.
So stage actually feels very homey for me. It's,
Yeah.
it's the all the other stuff. Like in high school, I
Mm.
remember it was like I don't know. It was something like I never felt confident enough to really showcase what I could do. Or so on stage, it's almost like, because I love creating. I love creating music. I love to create a world around it. Like I'm making videos, and then on stage, you almost like bare your soul.
Oh.
So yeah, I love all of that. So performing really, I don't know, it was kind of always what I wanted to do. But I just, yeah, I actually never imagined it would be a rock band.
So you're like confident on stage and you're in your element, you're creating, but then off stage maybe a little awkward.
Maybe, yeah, I'm a little shy.
Yeah. So okay, so your new album, you guys, it's out in the world now. Was this an album that you guys like hunkered down and wrote during the pandemic, or were you recording it beforehand? When along did this album come along? I mean,
Yeah, so we came from European tour. We got to do it for our album Universe, we released in
mhm.
2000. And we came back and we had a Hammerfall tour planned. And we knew we had a few months in between. So we're always working on new music. So we wanted to record something in between. It was
Mhm.
actually Tidal Wave. And we called up our producer and we were like, we want to record the song. He was like, okay. And he introduced us to Neil at the time. And, we started to record and things started to shut down. And we were
Yeah.
like, God, what's going on? And actually, we wrote the song The Unknown, and that's when all the tours canceled and everything shut down. And
Mhm.
we just, you know, actually, the making the record really kept us sane
Yeah.
because we were able to immerse ourselves entirely in the process. And we were lucky we were able to do it at the studio with, Mike, Neil, and Howard. So it was like a silver lining for us.
I imagine, and that's actually, it might not have been planned this way, but the title for the album, The Unknown, it's like very fitting for this
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, it turned out that way, huh? So it was very I remember driving on the empty freeways of Los Angeles
That's
and
something that's
never
very
have
rare. Yeah.
very rare. And of course, remember those empty shelves in grocery stores. So
Hmm.
it was like that whole atmosphere in the air. Yeah, and then that song kind of came out of that mood.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily about that, but it was definitely maybe inspired a little bit by the
Yeah.
whole post-apocalyptic feel.
So you personally, coming from the world of piano and then musical theater and then coming into heavy metal, like what kind of music do you love? What kind of music kind of like builds up your soul when you're having a hard day? What do you love to listen to bring you
Yeah.
back to a good place?
I have a lot of different music songs I love. Like actually, what got me into heavy metal was I heard Led Zeppelin songs done by an orchestra, and I kind of went
Yeah.
down that path. And then I heard like Metallica played by
Hmm.
orchestra, so I love that epic sound. And then I discovered Symphony X. I was like, oh
Yes.
my God, those keywords are insane.
Hmm.
Uh, and then I started discovering like Marilyn Manson, Korn, Rammstein. I love Rammstein. But I love also movie soundtracks. My favorite is from Requiem of a Dream,
Yeah.
Mansel's soundtrack. Yeah, I really love all that stuff.
Awesome. Awesome. Right on. Well, do you guys, the world is opening up and people are playing shows. I'm going to see Zach Wild tomorrow. Shows are happening with a lot more restrictions and whatnot, but bands are going on tour. Are you guys going to be planning any gigs coming up?
Yeah, it's gonna be probably in the new year.
Yeah.
We're gonna release more content this
Mhm.
year and start really putting our stage show together because it's
Oh,
gonna
no.
has to be epic.
Absolutely. Right on. Well, okay. So just a question. I was in plays in high school and you were in musical theater for a little while, but if you were thrown right now the opportunity to be in any musical, what would you like to be in?
Oh wow. I don't know. Maybe like I always liked Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
Heavy metal version of that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Right on. Well, okay. So, I just have a couple more questions here for you. So, if you could show us, but if you can't show us, that's fine. At least tell us. Pick a scar on your body and tell us the story of how you got that scar.
Oh wow. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I have like a little scar here. I used to
Okay.
skateboard in high school. I went
Nice.
I went through a rebel stage
Mm-hmm.
and I had like a piano competition 3 days later. And I remember we were skateboarding and it was in a parking lot and of a garage and it really went downhill. And I just got, so, it was so going so fast and I fell off the board and
Oh
scraped
no.
and I had to like hide it on stage playing piano. It was so painful.
Brutal.
Yeah, that's brutal for sure.
Yeah. All right. My last question for you, Margarita. So you grow up and I'm sure your parents were super proud of you as a pianist. I'm sorry. What was the reaction when they found out their little girl was going to be a heavy metal vocalist?
My parents are great. They're really supportive. I think they already knew from the beginning I was
Mm-hmm.
like weird, so and they
Sure.
can't really tell me what to do. They just support me. I
Yeah.
think that from a very early age that I was at. But actually we played in Houston, that's where my family still is. And
Mm-hmm.
my dad is a scientist and he brought, a lot of friends and like some family friends from church came and
Yep.
they all enjoyed the show. So I'm lucky. And our music is not like so crazy that,
No. Yeah, yeah.
people can't enjoy it. Yeah, I think anybody can enjoy it. So
Absolutely, absolutely. Right on. All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to chat with me again. This is Margarita Monet, vocalist of Edge of Paradise, and hopefully we'll be able to see them on tour sometime in 2022. The new album is called The Unknown. You can check it out now. Any final words?
well, I just want to say thank you so much for having me and thank you to all that listen to our music. And if you're checking us out just now, welcome to our world. And yeah, our favorite thing to do is to go on tour and meet people on the road and at the shows. So hopefully we'll see you soon. So
Right
thank you.
on. Have a good one, Margarita.
Thank you. You too. Great
Bye.
speaking.